we do a strum first.
I don't think this was recording the last time.
Like
well, I got this thing.
Not doing it so well, it might sound like this. Something like that, yeah? So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and tailor the chord and make sure that every note is sounding good. And I'm going to show you where some of the problem areas are for a lot of people. So, the first thing, the fourth string. If that one's not ringing out very clearly, then probably the tip of your first finger is touching that string. So make sure that you bring your first finger down just a little bit so you get a nice clear fourth string. Now we're on to the third string, which is the one that's got our first finger on it. That one should sound nice and clear there. And if that one's not working, not a nice clear note, a couple of things could be the culprit. Most likely, your third finger is up too high and is touching that third string. So you just have to move that third finger down a little bit.
All right,
I'm
ready.
Get that string really nicely. If it's buzzing a little bit, like that, probably the first finger backwards a little bit too far. So make sure it's right up nice and close to the fret. Now we're on to this note here, which is the second string with the third finger. Most people don't have a problem with that note, actually, to tell the truth. If it's too buzzy, like that, it's because it's too far back from the fret. You might find it sounds like that. So if you get it right up next to the fret, you'll get it sounding nice. Now the hardest note for most people here is this one here with the second finger. Now the reason that most people find this hard is because the third finger tends to lay down a little bit too flat and mute the thinner string. So a lot of people get this as their first D chord. Yeah, and the reason is simply here underneath the third finger is touching the thinner string. So you've got to arch those around a little bit. Make sure they're right on the tips, and that will allow that string here to ring out nice and clearly. Now, it's definitely worth spending a little bit of time now on trying to get your D chord so it sounds really, really cool. Doing exactly what I just showed you there of strum. Pick out the notes one at a time and then adjust your fingers to make sure that each one sounds good.
You're like, I got it, what do I use that for? Not like jump into it enough.
And then when you've got it and you know they're all good, then strum it again at the end. It's really important that you go through this process lots and lots of times to make sure that your D chord sounds really cool. So before we go on and learn any more chords, stop the tape, have a little bit of a play around with your D chord, try and get it sound really sweet. Now, actually just a couple of things that I've mentioned. First one is thumb position. Now, it's quite common for some people, including me, to play with their thumb sitting over the top of the guitar. And that's fine when you can play. But when you're really starting off as a beginner, you're much better off having the thumb around the back of the guitar. And the reason for this is because it's really helpful for when you're learning to play bar chords later on. If you've done no practice at all with the thumb around the back, you find this muscle here is going to be really, really weak. So, and when you're gripping your chords like that, you're developing this muscle, which is really going to help you with your bar chords and your power chords later on. So when you first start off, it's definitely important that you try and keep that thumb behind. It's also important to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom of the guitar neck here. Now, a thing that I often say to my students is that you should imagine there's a bit of an electric cable running down the bottom of the guitar neck, and that you're not allowed to touch it. That's a really good way of thinking about it, because what you don't want is your first finger leaning up on the side of the guitar. Now, again, later on that can be a really good thing, but just in these early stages, you want to make sure there's a little bit of space under here between the neck and your hand. And generally, the palm of your hand, the flat of your hand, this part, should not be touching the guitar neck. Yeah? So the parts that should be touching the guitar neck is your thumb, like the pad of your thumb here, and the ends of your fingers, and that's all. Now, later on that's going to change. It's not the way that you would play guitar forever, but when you're starting, it's a really good idea to follow that bit of advice, and I will talk about a little bit later on in this course or the method.